Now it's time for Thorsten Herdan, our first speaker from the Federal Ministry for Energy and Economics, or maybe the other way around, right?
Whatever it is.
You don't need this because you don't have slides.
No, I don't need that.
Okay, welcome.
Yeah, thank you very much, and happy to have you here in Berlin, the place to be, I just heard. Huh? And now you're wondering what somebody from the government should tell you as the startup community. At one point, I've been working some 21 years in industry, so I'm just recently 3 years in the government, and it's nice to see how government and industry works together. So it says that I should talk about, do we need a global energy transition? And I can say yes, and then I can go. But that is perhaps nothing you want to hear. So I will give you at least 3 arguments coming from a very different perspective, and then point you to 2 of our initiatives which may help you as startups to get closer not only to the big companies, what you need, but also to government, because you should know what government is going to do, because specifically in the energy sector, you know that quite well. It very much defines the way you are working. So, first reason why we need an energy transition, it's very simple. That is Paris, the COP21 goal, and simply speaking, if we continuing that goal, that we want to decarbonize the economies in order to meet the below 2 degrees centigrade, then that cannot go without an energy transition, which means the full decarbonization. And the good message I can send you today is we have, as you know, the G20 presidency right now as Germany. And last week I was able to lead the energy group and come up with a climate and energy action plan, which was agreed. Okay, it was 4 o'clock in the night, but anyhow, it was agreed together with the Americans, and that says that we will have a worldwide energy transition which will lead to economic growth and job creation. And that was a very big success. So despite rumors coming out of the US and President Trump, it's a clear signal. The world is continuing that, and the investors are going this way. So therefore, we need an energy transition, a worldwide one. It's Paris, and it's everything coming after Paris. Second point is cost. I think we all know that the costs for renewables have decreased dramatically, and together with renewables and energy efficiency, we know that there will be this economic way wherever, on whatever politicians are talking, this will lead the way to a worldwide energy transition. You're seeing renewable costs, production costs at about 2 cents, 3 cents, 4 cents all over the world in many, many places. But what we recently saw in Germany, and that's very interesting, that our offshore auction ended with 3 bids, and they asked for 0. They just sent in the bid for 0 cents per kilowatt hours. Or simple speaking, they said, I can do it with the market price, whatever the market price will be. And that is an extremely good signal. I was very much involved in the offshore wind business. I was vice president of the Offshore Foundation, which built the first offshore wind park, Alpha Ventus, and we never ever thought that the price will come that much down, that we are able to produce energy just for market price. So that's the very big and clear signal to the world. The costs are that much down so that we will see an energy transition. And that, in combination with what was just said by Michael, digitalization and new business models, that's what your business is. I think that will lead the world to a complete different setup, how energy is produced, how energy is distributed, if needed, and how energy is consumed at the end of the day. So that is why we need the very, very clear combination and relationship between startups and politicians, because politicians are very often thinking in the old world, don't understand what your new business models are, think we have to regulate even more, but sometimes I think, and very often, we have to listen to you, and you have to tell us where we have to put our fingers off, not to do more regulation, but to leave more freedom for your business ideas, and that's what you should tell us. So therefore, I'm also here, and I'm happy that you are here, trying at least to understand how we are working. So the third point why we will see in any case a global energy transition is access to energy. We still have more than 1 billion people in the world which have no access to energy. It is very interesting that this number is more or less the same since the last 20 years. We got in the last 20 years some 1.5 billion people to electricity, with access to electricity, but at the same time, the increase of people in the world was the same. So we are still at the point where more than 1 billion people don't have any access to electricity. So what does that mean? It means that in countries like India or Nigeria, Rwanda and others, we will see a lot of potential with what we call, or what you call, off-grid solutions. And that is only possible if you combine energy efficiency together with renewable energy. And if you combine that again with digitalization, you will have a lot of options, a lot of business models around the world, and you will find money which is flowing there. I've just discussed with the president of the African Development Bank, Adesina, on how they are going to get the people to energy, access to energy. And I think we have a big opportunity to get those billion people with access to energy. And therefore, we need this energy transition, because there will be so many places in the world where you will not be able to build grid, where it's much more cheaper to have off-grid solutions, and where we have to install them, and where your business models will help to make the right thing at the right time. So that are some three arguments, or some three reasons why we really feel that we do need a global energy transition, and that this global energy transition will happen in any case. Two other points to mention, and one is a little bit pointing to what Michael has said, the accelerator. We are not the best in Germany when it comes to startups meeting up with traditional companies meeting up with startups. We know and we see there is a lot of movement right now. We have, as the government, asked some companies out of the startup business to develop a business model for an accelerator called Future Energy Accelerator. And that is an accelerator where not only the accelerator as such will operate on its own private basis, and maybe we can connect this to the Ecosummit accelerator that we should discuss perhaps later on, but also where you have the link between this accelerator, a purely business accelerator in its own community, with the politicians. I think that's the very important point. We really see a problem that the link is not there, that you don't understand what we are doing, that we sometimes do not understand why you are doing this and this and this, and what are your needs in terms of political help, or what I said before, that we have to perhaps keep our fingers off. So this Future Energy Accelerator, everybody, I'm happy if somebody has interest in that, and of course my people are there to tell you more what this Future Energy Accelerator is all about. And now the very last point, a very interesting one, which has to do with nuclear power. Now you may say, what the hell is that about? Because we, as you know, are not only phasing out nuclear, we have our clear decision that by 2022 we will shut down the last nuclear power plant. But, of course, we have to take care of decommissioning, we have to take care of intermediate and final disposal. And you may have heard that we did a deal, call it deal, with the utilities. This deal was then done by a law, that the utilities which are operating right now the nuclear power plants will pay us money and then get rid of their responsibility for intermediate and final disposal. What happens now is that they will pay us on the 1st of July roughly 24 billion euro. 24,000 million euro. That we all get in cash, and that we have to invest. And that we have to invest on a very long time perspective, because the money we need during the next 80 years. So I was elected as chairman of the board of this foundation, where the money is in, and my task is, together with my board, to invest this money. And we are looking for good investment ideas, good models. So whatever you have, you are very much welcome to tell us what you have, and we will evaluate that. Thank you very much, and I hope this brings us a little bit more together with startups, and thank you.